What's up, crawlers? Sam here from Film Crawl, and today we're doing a new video. Extra content for the week. Warner Bros. Pictures just came out with the Tenet behind-the-scenes exclusive. You guys know I am a Nolan fanboy. Nicole loves Chris Nolan as well. Unfortunately, we can't have her here for our reaction, but I'm going to be doing my live reaction to the Tenet behind-the-scenes exclusive. New style format. We've never done one of these before, so bear with us. If you do like it, though, like the video, subscribe for more. Tell us that you want us to react to more stuff in the comments. We'd love to do it. I mean, I just talked to Nicole about it on our podcast the other day, and she said she's totally down to do it. So I'm going to start now. Behind the scenes exclusive. I haven't watched this yet. Our review for Tenet will be out next week, so if you are looking forward to that, subscribe to the channel so that way you can stay up to date. Hit the bell notification because that video is going to come out Tuesday night-ish because I need to see the movie Monday night, film, edit, and get it out. So I'm going to try to get it out Tuesday night at the earliest, if not Wednesday morning, but it's probably going to be Tuesday because I'm going to be too stoked and I need to get it out, and I just can't wait for this film. So this is a 9-minute, 40-second video. I'm not going to pause it too much. I'm trying not to talk over it too much, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end. I haven't seen it, so let's see what behind-the-scenes stuff they're going to show us. Hopefully not too much stuff, because I don't want to ruin it for myself right now. But let's do it. Let's just jump into it.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. Use it carefully.
Audiences have never seen anything like this before.
It's a swift, kind of action-packed adventure movie.
There are certainly images that I have never seen before on screen.
It's a really hair-raising, high-stakes
My hairs are raised.
from an extraordinary filmmaker.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
John David
Tenet
looks so
is an
good.
espionage story. It's a classic spy story. I grew up loving spy movies, but to make it sing to today's audiences, I sort of felt like for me to really engage with it, I wanted it to have bigger possibilities.
Right?
Time travel. No. Inversion.
Not time travel.
Well, the film deals with this concept of inversion, which is the idea that the entropy of an object or a person could be reversed. It's very much cinematic. It's something that you have to see on the screen to fully engage with.
Aim it and pull the trigger.
I'm confused like a lot of y'all.
You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Whoa. I
You're
really
right.
pulled from and dug into my athletic experience more than ever. The training was paramount. Nobody's ever
Really?
thrown an inverted punch before, so how do you make that real life?
That's
you know?
true.
He had incredibly complex fight sequences. We definitely pushed him to his limits.
That's my
It
boy.
was intense. That's what was so exciting. These moves
Oh,
we've
yeah.
never seen before. I mean, these stunt guys who've been around a long time, they were learning, which was the fun challenge of it all.
Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
Not enough.
This
Wait.
is my third film with Chris Nolan. You kind of realize when you read it, oh, how are we going to do this? Because he's going to want to do this for real.
Yep.
Chris is really great in that he wants it for real. He wants it in camera. He doesn't want to do CG.
I haven't seen a green screen anywhere.
No CG.
We're doing everything in camera.
Our method of visual effects is try and do everything without them.
Our method is don't use them.
It's almost like documentary, like it's all practical, it's all there. It just pumps you up to know that, and it's extremely.
Look at that, they got a
helpful, obviously,
magnet.
on the performance level for the actors.
I think the audience is always aware on some level
Wow.
of the difference between things that are animated and something that's been photographed.
We always take the approach that if we possibly can, we'd like the actors to be in real environments.
Oh,
I
okay.
was in. I didn't want
Pretty
any
close.
stunt doubles. I wanted to do it for the team because it just benefits the film.
Everybody was blown away by John David's enthusiasm.
Yeah.
The physicality of that man is, you know, out of this world.
The next Tom Cruise?
If we hadn't had a performer of such skill and energy, those things wouldn't have been possible to do in camera.
Chris, after one of the meetings, he was like, "It's gonna be hard." He said it just like that, and I laughed. But you know, months later, yeah, you were right,
Sick
sir.
photo.
It was very hard.
Chris always sets the tone. He sets the tone for me and for the actors. The actor on a Chris Nolan shoot is very much, it's very much part of a crew.
Do you feel the sense that this is someone who's telling the story this way because that's what he passionately believes in?
This man, he just stands there. I don't know how he does it. He's right there. His involvement is more than 100%.
Dude works hard.
He really loves it. He can just keep shooting. The rain's coming down. He's like loving it.
You lose the right to complain about anything. I mean, it's a good move on his part.
It's infectious. You can't help but to want to keep going and give it your all.
Every film, you're trying to challenge yourself because you're trying to give something new to the audience. You do that by building on what you've done in the past.
Every production we have came a step further, and every production has more and more sequences in it that we chose to shoot on IMAX.
At this point, they're sort of the workhorse for us, which is really funny because when we first started shooting with them, it was such a big deal.
It's a very imposing camera. It feels very important when you're shooting something on IMAX. There's a nice pressure to it.
It kind of makes you bring your A game pretty quickly because you know that this film is kind of precious.
Don't drop it. Okay. Whew.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
The international component of Tenet is very important to the story because it's really about threat to the entire world.
Chris always envisioned this film as a sort of globe-trotting action epic, and obviously the best way to do that is to actually travel yourself.
It definitely plays into the sort of scope of the film. It enlarges the canvas.
We were going places during the busiest times, summer in Amalfi, monsoon season in India.
Prep on this film was really complicated because we were based out of LA and making plans for all these huge action set pieces all over the world.
We shut down an 8-kilometer freeway for 3 weeks, had hundreds and hundreds of extras and cars and stuntmen driving on it, doing great action.
That was a first for me. When will we ever be able to do this in life? To shut down the whole entire freeway. It defined the scale of it.
In the end, what you see as an audience is a fragment or is a shot, but you are filming a reality. You want to buy into that reality. So in that way, a relocation always helps a lot.
To be actually in the thing, to feel the thing physically
move
around you,
For
or
real.
feel the boat rock under you. It just obviously organically feeds the truth of a performance.
Yep.
It goes for his sweet spot, which is how do you make great cinema? Not just tell stories in pictures, but how do you make the experience of cinema?
Yes, you could recreate India in a soundstage or London in a soundstage, and you're not going to capture the essence or the authenticity.
And I think being in those locations, the audience gets to experience that. They're going to see that it's not green screen, and they're going to be amazed by it. You want to crash a plane, but not from the air. That was so dramatic.
Writing the plane crash, I knew I wanted to try and do it in some ways in camera.
It read on the page as the most exciting sequence, and I definitely was scratching my head about how we were going to achieve it.
One of the first things I asked Chris was, how big do you want the plane? He laughed, and I said, I think I can get you a real plane.
He got a plane.
To see a plane like this actually kind of makes you realize what we're all flying in when we're flying. These things are huge. I don't think we tend to get the scale of it when we're just kind of walking in through the gangplank.
There was an enormous amount of prep that went into that sequence because we were shooting at a working airport, and they're not traditionally, in the business of crashing planes for real.
I don't think so.
I was like, how are they gonna pull this off? Like, there's no way they're gonna crash this thing into that building.
They're gonna.
A lot of these sequences, you kind of read it in the script, and you just think, yeah, would be cool in a movie. And then you get to set, and it's like, yeah, we've got a 747, we're crashing it into a building. That's how we're achieving the 747 crashing into a building. It feels very, very real, essentially because it is real.
Don't try to understand it. Feel it.
With Tenet, I'm hoping to really give the audience a reason for reapproaching action cinema so that they get some of that sense of excitement that I had when I was a kid watching the first spy movies I saw.
I'm hoping that this gives people a sort of ultimate cinematic experience. You feel you're being taken through a story, but you also feel you're part of a story.
I hope I'm not confused.
That's what's wonderful about his films. You just get transported into a different world. And that's what cinema is to me. It has to transport you. It has to be larger than life.
I mean, it's the biggest movie anyone's ever done ever. No one's doing this stuff. And I don't think they ever will again.
Nobody can really hold a candle to what Chris does, which is create this epic tale of survival and in it thread an incredibly human story.
I think you're seeing Christopher Nolan inspired. You're going into an experience that you never had before in the cinema.
It's a brilliantly calculated, precise, controlled, amazing story that's also completely out of control. Once you're on the ride of Tenet, you're going to have to really hold on to your seat.
Jesus.
How would you like to die?
Oh.
You chose the wrong profession.
Dude, I have fucking chills, dude. I don't know if I overhyped it for myself now. Okay, that's what I'm freaking worried about. Did I just overhype this movie? Oh my God. Only in theaters where theaters are open. Luckily, here in Arizona, they're opening theaters, and just so happens to be the week Tenet comes out. So we are going to be doing our review, guys. Like I mentioned in the podcast, we don't recommend anyone going if you don't feel safe. We will wait for our spoiler discussion. This looks so good. No CGI. Okay, they're only going to use it where they need to, like when they had the magnet on his glove or something. They're going to cut that out, obviously. But it's not. It's real. If I crash a plane, man, you got to respect that. Chris Nolan is just insane, and you know it's funny because they're talking about reading a script and they're like, "Oh, God damn, he's gonna want to do it for real." So we're gonna have to figure this out. This looks really good. Also, Chris Nolan is like IQ like 300 or something because he's like, it's a simple spy movie. And then we're talking about inversion and fucking, I don't know, not time travel, but inversions, changing of objects, reversing them. It's going to be, I hope it's fleshed out. I really hope it's fleshed out. I mean, Inception came along and it looked mind-bending, which it kind of is, but at the same time you could follow the movie, and Nolan's really good at doing that stuff, talking about a complex story, but then also making it you can watch it, you can follow it throughout the whole movie. So that's something that I'm going to be that I'm worried about going into it. It might not be that confusing once they explain it, but they do a great job at marketing the movie to make you just feel fucking intrigued to get in here, watch it, and just live this new experience. Like, he's going to basically change. He wants to change action is what he's saying. He wants to bring that spark back to it that kind of hasn't been there for a little bit. So, holy shit, guys. Comment below what you guys think of Tenet. Follow, subscribe to the podcast, or subscribe to the channel and the podcast. Follow the podcast. Like this video, guys. We are going to be getting it out. I'm going to get it out as soon as I can, and we can talk all freaking day on it. We're going to wait a little bit on our spoiler review because we have some guests that want to be in it, so we have to schedule that out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I mean, I don't even know how I looked. I'm just going to throw this up, guys. And hopefully we can spark discussion in the comments below about what we're excited for, and hopefully we come out of theaters loving it and not hating it. So thank you guys so much for watching. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well at The Film Crawl. All that is in the description below. I'll link the original video below as well if you haven't watched it, from Warner Bros. Pictures. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.